Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. He saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I'm complete. Secretly in prayer, gotta keep it real discreet. All the verses they don't write on God breathe. Yeah.
Greetings, good people. Y'all know what time it is.
It's the best day of the week.
It's Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. Congratulations,
yes.
Good people.
Come on in, y'all.
We're excited for y'all because we're going to be talking today about something that is a major barrier for many of us who want to get into real estate investing.
Yep.
Even some people in it still scared of it. We're going to talk about this big, hairy monster, the one that's choked more investors out because they got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that people absolutely have benefited from when they got it right.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be talking about contracts and paperwork. So if you know anybody who is interested in real estate, talking about real estate, thinking about real estate, doing real estate, we're going to share some tips today that we believe are going to help every single person who's in real estate currently.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go and just go back to the basics.
Yeah.
And so we're doing contracts and paperwork 101.
Oh, yeah.
Sound pretty good?
Yeah. Contracts, paperwork 101.
Speaking of contracts and paperwork, I feel like we should be signing some contracts and paperwork. If anybody's got a deal.
Yeah. Oh, please.
If anybody's got a deal, hit us with a deal because I'm looking for a deal. So if anybody got a property to sell, I'm not even playing. I'm just pandering now.
Right.
If anybody's got, I'm serious, man. I need a property. We gonna pay you.
Right. Yeah.
But seriously, if anybody's got a property to sell, hit us up because we're looking for something to flip. You can text. Yes. Matter of fact, you can text the same number. Text 502-632-3005. Either myself or somebody on the team will get back with you. We would love to see how we could work something out. So if you got a property that is still some meat on the bone and we can flip that property. You know, we would love to take it off your hands. We can do any amount of work. It's not a problem for us.
Not a problem.
And also, to all those out there who are looking to get your boo-boo in the spouse, your boo-boo. You know, because sometimes, see, here it goes. Sometimes one person, they think it's the man who wants to do real estate all the time. And the woman doesn't. That's not true. But we found a lot of times it's the woman in the relationship who wants to get in real estate, but the man doesn't. So whoever it is who's still kind of on the fence about it, I want you to send them a message with this link right now. And so that we could talk you through. We're going to talk you into it or talk you off the ledge. Because I'm serious, when you're dealing with legal stuff, everybody's scared of the legal stuff.
Right. Like, me, including me. Like, that's something that I'm still, at the point that we are in our real estate journey, I'm still a little nervous and not all the way sure, but that's the benefit of having a team.
You're right. We got a team.
Yeah,
we got that team. And so we gonna go through. I'm gonna share some tips, and we're gonna talk about real stuff. You know, because you know the real issue is like I didn't grow up with any attorneys in my family, and she didn't grow up with any attorneys in her family. Nope. So when it comes to contracts and all that stuff, all I hear was the war stories about people who got cheated and robbed, and you know the fine print and don't sign your life away and all this stuff. And you get all nervous. It's like you almost petrified.
Right.
And so so you go in and now you're dealing with real estate, and when you sit down. Think about your personal house. If you don't have investment properties, if you got your personal house, you didn't sign like 80 pieces of paperwork.
The paperwork is ridiculous. Like it feels like it's never ending.
Right. You done sign here, initial here.
Right. Check here.
Sign here. Before you know it, you just kind of worried. You don't really know all the stuff. You got the stress on you. And so it make you feel like doing real estate is really a big wall. Like it's been something that's a big barrier to overcome.
Yeah.
And so we're here to talk about that today because, there's some truths behind it that I think when we unpack it a little bit, there's some easy things and some truths behind it that we think will help you all just like it's helped us.
Yeah.
And so we all learning and growing together. One thing that we're really good at is buying and rehabbing houses in affordable neighborhoods. That's what we do.
That's our jam.
We live in an affordable neighborhood. People think we big boss ball it out, you know what I mean, in a big mega mansion. Nah, man. Hey, man, the house next door to me, we could probably buy that house for $120,000, maybe $130,000.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know this is an affordable neighborhood, and I live in an affordable house in an affordable neighborhood, and I absolutely think and love it. And if you're one of those people who just wants to buy your own block or buy grandmama's block, that's what we do. So that's the perspective we coming from. But in real estate, there's so many different ways to make money and so many ways to do it. You got to find a path that's you two can master together.
That's right.
Something that you all enjoy doing, something you love doing, and you love doing together, and it will bless you tremendously. So today we're talking about purchasing, we're talking about contracts, and we're going to get right into it. But as always, you already know we got the freedom formula, which we got every single time because this is what we're talking about. Right. This is the thing that we believe is going to break everybody free. So this is what we talk about on this channel.
Yes.
And so it's turning your time into money. How do you use the time that you have to get as much money as possible? And then turn your money into assets. Yes. Take that money and transfer it from your bank account into the bricks or some other asset, a business, put it into the market, somewhere that's going to grow in value and pay you some money back. And so you turn those assets into freedom. So John and Joy. John and Joy, what do you mean about freedom? What you talking about?
It means without hindrance or restraint.
We talking about getting out of bondage, y'all.
Break free, y'all.
Breaking free from bondage. And guess what? Some of us are on the job, and the job does not have us in bondage.
No.
We got great schedules. We love what we do. Ain't nobody telling you to quit your job. That'd be the dumbest thing some of y'all could ever do is quit. I ain't supposed to say that.
That's not nice.
That's not nice. Don't quit your job.
Yeah, just don't quit.
Take your job and make as much money as you can.
Yeah.
What we talking about is buying assets, stuff that you can buy that is going to give your time freedom and allow you to do more of the things that's most important to you.
Yes.
Some of you all want to go to church on Sunday, can't get there working overtime. Some of y'all want to go to Bible study. Ain't seen the inside of Bible study because your work schedule.
Yeah.
Some of y'all want to open a nonprofit, but you ain't got time to do it. It ain't that you ain't got time to do it. You ain't got the money to do it. Because if you had the money, you'd have your time back. And so if you got a heart for something and you want to spend more time with your family or whatever it is, and you're not doing it now, use real estate and other kind of assets to be able to get your time back. And so that you can have the freedom to be able to walk the walk in this short life to the fullest. So helpful tips.
Oh, we got some tips for y'all today. Come on.
So we talking about paperwork and contracts, the big bad wolf. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to give you some tips and we're going to go in no particular order.
Right.
But we're going to start with some important ones. All right. Step number 1, put it in writing.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in writing. This is the number 1 real estate tip we're going to give you.
Right.
If you think that you talk to somebody and you got something on the table and you didn't put it in writing, you are missing the boat. It's like if you said you're going to rent somebody a house on a handshake. I've seen this stuff happen before. Hey, just pay me $800 a month, and then you just stand there. Don't worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just take care of the place, bro. I got you. This is usually how it sounds when you're talking to a family member or close friend.
Oh my!
You're gonna give them, hey, bro. For life, bro. For life.
I got you.
Bro, I got you, man. I got you.
No problem.
All right, so look, how much you got? You got 800? All right, come on, go. I want you to stay over here for 800. It's not a problem. You stay here, pay me every month. You don't get anything in writing because that's your man's in them.
Why would you need it?
Right, until it ain't your man's in them no more.
Until your man's don't pay.
Until your man's don't pay. And you start tearing stuff up. And you found out that he had the water leaking in there and rotting your stuff out. Right. And then you found out all of a sudden now that he got people coming in and up out the spot and they running up your electric bill until you found out you got a lien on the place because he said he's gonna cut the grass and they never cut the grass. All of a sudden now it ain't so nice anymore and you into a problem, but you don't have any paperwork. So I don't care how close it is to you. If it's your mama your daddy, your child, your sister, your friend, somebody who you believe. It could be Mr. Stinking Rogers. I'm telling you, I grew up thinking Mr. Rogers was the best thing ever. I didn't know anything.
He was so nice.
Man, I went to go get a car. The first car I went to buy for cash was an 88 Lincoln Town car. He said, meet me up here. I'm outside the lot. So I go outside the lot. I didn't know that it was the auction lot. And so I go and I'm like, hey, man, it sounds like it's rattling a little bit. He said, but look at this oil. It's fresh oil in there. I said, okay, kind of fresh. Okay. So I daggone it, got into my 88 Lincoln Town car. He was like, I'm just going to follow behind you till you get on the freeway. I was like, okay, no problem. And so I get on the freeway. Car started smoking a little bit. He said it just needed an oil change. I was like, fine. So I ride it all the way to the house. The thing basically blows up. And I found out that this trustworthy person that looked like Mr. Rogers robbed me, man. He hustled me, man. And then guess what? I didn't get nothing in writing. He just passed me the slip. And I said, my goodness gracious, I got hustled. We got to write it down. Don't you know that we run into people real time right now who believe they have the right to buy a property but have no contract? Okay. So the first thing that we need to do is write it down. Guess what? If you're dealing with a contractor, guess what? I know you love us, a good contractor. I love contractors too. They're good people, man. Good, hardworking people. I hard work for other people. But every single time we do something with somebody, you need to put it down on paper. So number one rule of paperwork, contracts, agreements is actually put the stuff you're talking about in writing. You know how many people have gotten beat as contractors because they didn't get anything in writing from an investor? A lot. A lot. And they beat up about it. They done fixed up half the house, didn't get anything in writing, and then the person never paid them. And so now they go to the next person like you, and they upset about it, and they didn't make money on the last job. So what are they going to do for you? I need half of my money up front, and I ain't, and then, whatever else. And so you got to come to agreement with people. Putting stuff on paper allows it so that everybody on the front end, while times are merry, everything is good, while we both smiling and feeling good where there's no problems, and we both get to write everything down. You write down what you're going to do. I write down what I'm going to do. And we do those things that we said. Because I'm telling you, when the work starts getting tiring or something that you committed to is now somewhere unfavorable for you, now all of a sudden you want to look back and say, nah, I ain't supposed to pay you that much. You cheated me. And the next person say, nah, that's too much work for what I'm charging. Well, hold on. Well, this is what we agreed to. And so that's why you agree and put it in writing. Somebody say putting in writing in the chat. Number one rule, put it in writing. Put it in writing. I need y'all to put that in the chat. I need you to lock that in, because I'm telling you, this is the number one mistake. And we see this all the time with real estate coaches, and you'd be surprised how many times. Next one, consult with a real estate attorney. Yes. I know. You're like, wow, this is really one-on-one. This is almost, you think it was remedial. Until you start asking people who are interested in real estate, how many of you have actually sat down one-on-one and talked to a real estate attorney? Okay. And then most of them, maybe 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 will say yes. That's a major problem. Guess what real estate attorneys would love to do? Talk to you. You know what you're called? A lead. You are a person who, if they get to know you, you're going to spend money with them, probably for years to come, if they share something with you that you believe is valuable. So they want to have a relationship with you. So if you sit down and talk to them, guess what? It's a win-win situation. They can help you, and then you get to give them your business, and you're able to trust them because they've established that relationship with them. So go and talk to a real estate attorney. That is a major pearl. All right. So let's share another thing. Can anybody figure out what this graphic means? If anybody could put this graphic in on what this graphic means, just put it what it means in your Cash App, and we're going to send you a Cash App right now. So you're going to have a couple seconds. Hold on, but you got to do it right now while we live. So all my people who are on live, we watching the chat right now. So you better let us know. We're going to give you a second. If you can decipher what this means, just put your All you got to do is put what it means in the cash app, in your cash app in the chat, and we're going to send it to you. And so once you understand this, it's going to help you in every single way to make sure that you are doing contracts and paperwork in a smart way, in a way that's sustainable, doing the right thing, doing the smart thing. And so this is your opportunity. No matter where you're at, you might be on YouTube. If you checking with us on Facebook, if you're here on LinkedIn, this is your opportunity. We want you to put that in the chat, and we're going to give you a minute to look at that. And so just check it this, and then I'm going to get back to you. Now, while they are figuring this out, Joy, we need to talk about something very important.
What is that?
Is that how many times have we made the mistake of not reading the contract?
More times than I can.
More times than we can even count.
Yeah.
So y'all break that code for us. I'm gonna take that down for a second.
Yeah.
It's how many times? Yeah. You know, one of the number one things that you have to do that we mess up too often is we don't read the actual contract. Did we read the stuff that it said? And were we prepared not only just to read it, but to be able to ask some questions? That is the biggest thing if you're dealing with these contracts is actually to read it. People don't expect you to read it. And it takes you time to read it. They'll just tell you to sign here or initial here.
Yeah.
And when we've learned that the biggest thing that you can do is slow down, not feel self-conscious because you don't understand all the terms. Ask questions.
That's right. And it's okay to ask questions.
And there's no dumb question because you'd be surprised as you're asking questions how you're able to unveil things that aren't right. And guess what? I hate to be like this, but we close a good amount at times in different attorneys' offices. And I'm going to tell you about half the time there's a mistake of some kind on at least one of those pieces of paperwork. And so we're able to find it because we stop and we read the paperwork. All right, so it's time for us to decipher the code for you. Okay, this symbol, and this picture. So this means that ChatGPT is not equal to a real estate attorney. ChatGPT is not equal to a real estate attorney. All right, and we'll check the chat and see if anybody got that in time. But ChatGPT is not equal to a real estate attorney. What that means is like you can't just go Google some legal advice.
Oh my gosh.
Don't just feel like you're going to ChatGPT. You're going to need to actually talk to a real estate attorney. And guess what? Another service we signed up for is Prepaid Legal, where you can actually talk to an attorney. It's called Legal Shield now. You talk to Legal Shield. It's a fairly reasonable amount per month. And you get a chance to go on there and ask some questions if you got some questions around these different things. Highly recommend it. You know, these things are good. These things are things that help us to be educated, but don't just go online and then look at the first 3 Google articles and then think you're an expert now and run around with some, or you'll Google contract agreement, free PDF, print it off and just think you good to go.
It's not true.
They're
all not created equal.
Stop. And the only reason I'm knowing is because you cheap. You cheap right now. I know it. You cheap. And you want some free stuff. And then you go and they get some free stuff. And you think, do you even think a lawyer wrote it just because you got it from some random thing online? No. You think it's legal in your state? No. Do you think it knows all the rules and compliance? No. And so it's an easy thing, but it's an often overlooked thing. Is make sure that you're not letting Google or ChatGPT be your legal advice. Let an actual real estate attorney be. And so that leads us to this point. Every lawyer is not a real estate attorney. We helping y'all today. Talk to him, Joy. Every lawyer
is not
a real estate attorney. Do you know who's a real estate attorney? A real estate attorney is a real estate attorney. And so we got to understand this. Like some of y'all got cousins who do lawyering. You feel me?
They do lawyering?
No, they do lawyering.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking about. They went to legal school. They got the paralegal. Kind of they got the associate's degree. Some of them actually done passed the bar. But every single lawyer doesn't do real estate. and you will jack yourself up because you cheat. I'm calling y'all out today. I'm busting each and every one of y'all cheap rascals. Is you know full well you're gonna go to a person in your cousin or your old friend. They do some kind of weird corporate attorney stuff, or they do some kind of legal stuff that has absolutely nothing to do government litigation. And you're like, hey, can you do this a contract for me over here? They like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, but they don't know nothing about that. It's go to an actual real estate attorney. I can't tell you how many times we even got worked over. The first time that we were doing a deal, so you're learning from us. We got worked over. The contracts were bad. Our LLC wasn't set up right. All by an actual bar-passed attorney. But this person was not a real estate attorney. Correct. Okay, so just know, and we were being cheap. Come on, cheap.
We were being cheap.
Yeah, and you know you being cheap when they say, how much I owe you for that? Oh man, just pay me whatever you want. Dang. That number one sign that you're not dealing with a person who is a professional in that area. Right. Because a person who's a professional in that area, they're going to say, all right, well, this is the fee for that.
Yeah, they have a fee.
Because I do it all the time. And they're going to have a fee. It's going to be a standard fee. They may say, hey, just pay me half of the fee because that's your cousin or friend or whatever.
But there's a fee.
But there is a standard fee and they're aware of it. Absolutely. And so whatever it is, I'm telling you right now, that's a big one. Yeah. Make sure you actually go to a real estate attorney. If you want some help with that, we know some of the best in our area.
That's right.
So if you text 502-632-3005, and we would love to give you some contacts who we would recommend as good people to be real estate attorneys in our area. That's right. Next up, now we helping somebody today.
Come on, yeah.
All right, so we already said this, but we're saying it again. Read the paperwork and ask questions. Look, there's no dumb question. And this is the thing about us. Us. Can I say it?
Yeah.
No, I can't say it.
Okay.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
We so busy wanting to look like we know everything, wanting to look like we so stinking smart that we don't want to ask nobody no questions.
Right.
Because we embarrassed because we don't know. And we want to feel like we in the room is supposed to know some stuff.
Right.
I don't care how long it takes. Everybody I'm in the room with, if I'm the one doing the paperwork, I'm probably cashing out everybody in that room.
Right.
So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to get all my questions answered. And we're going to get to the bottom of this thing. And if we got to come back tomorrow before we figure it out, then we're going to come back tomorrow.
That's right.
And so take your time. It's okay to be a little bit analytical, for all my analytical people in there. That's don't be self-conscious at the time you're doing contract time. Because once you sign something, you committed to it.
That's right.
And if you're a real person, honestly, you're going to stand to your commitments.
That's right.
It's just like, I'm about to mess with somebody else. Don't be coming over here on that bad credit stuff. You signed up to pay that credit card, pay your bills. That's you signed up to pay whatever your student loan, pay your bill. Whatever it is that you agreed to pay what you said you was going to pay. You signed your agreement. They provided you the thing they was going to provide you.
That's right.
Then you do the thing that you said that you was going to do. And the same thing with a contract and agreement. You got to stand on that.
That's right.
And so, being a person who can stand on business, when you sign your name, does it actually mean something?
Right.
And like to us, I'm going to tell you, there's a level of integrity.
Yes.
We don't sign stuff and then see what we can get away with.
Right.
We sign stuff and we do the right thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. And if you're going to be that type of person, that's going to give you a level of conviction when it comes to your side of the agreement. Yeah. Like, I know if we sign something, we're going to go all the way to the wall to fulfill our end of that commitment. We're going to do everything we can to make sure we get it right. Yeah. And so that gives us the right then to be demanding to make sure that the other person on the other side of that agreement, they does all the stuff that they supposed to do, because we did the stuff and you're going to do your stuff. That's right. And that's how that works. I'd have messed them up with that. I'd have messed them up with that part, though.
That's all right, though. It's facts.
Hey, well, it is what it is. Stand on business. Ensure all parties sign the paperwork.
Yes.
Here's a big piece. If you have some paperwork and you say you're dealing with a contractor or you're dealing with somebody and you partnering up with them and you have signed something and sent it to them, you got to make sure they sign it too, and that you both got copies. Right. And the best way to do it is get it notarized if it's something significant.
Right.
But at least both have signature copies, wet signature copies. This is something that you want to be able to hold somebody accountable to something, have signatures, have dates. If you need to get it notarized, get it notarized. Do these different things because you will be happy later when the water starts getting a little turbulent, or you run into some kind of disagreement down the road, or things get a little foggy, or something happens differently than what you had expected. You're going to want to know that all parties have signed the agreement. And we're going to share with you something that you always want to look out for. Yeah. No matter what agreement, especially a real estate agreement, look out for these 4 things specifically.
Names.
Yeah, the names. Yes. I know it sounds like a small thing, but look at the actual names throughout. Then also look at the dates, because you can accidentally sign up for a 4-day inspection period, 3-day inspection period. You got to understand, people change these dates around to make the terms more favorable for them. You might be signing something that says you're going to lose your earnest money, is non-refundable after 2 days, or after 5 days, or 7 days. And you want to know that stuff. So pay attention to the dates. Pay attention to anything that has a dollar amount associated with it. If you see a number on there, stop, look, and listen.
And then do it again.
And then do it again. Yes. Double check it. And then anything that's dealing with a timeline, this many days, this many months, whatever it is, if it's dealing with a timeline, you want to double and triple check those things. We do it multiple times before we sign to make sure that everybody is on one accord. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, don't let this scare you. Yes. Because contracts are not scary. Paperwork is not scary. You don't even have to be an attorney to do it. But obviously you want an attorney to format the agreement, but you can go fill it out with another person, and it's between the two of you. But don't be afraid to do it, because money lives on the other side of fear. And we have to let you all know that the time to buy is right now. So if we're not afraid of contracts, we're going to be able to buy right now. And specifically, you know, we love to help couples like yourselves and your family to be able to buy right and rehab right. Specifically in affordable neighborhoods. It works all the way around the country.
It does.
You can text us at 502-632-3005. We have the most amazing group of real estate investing couples. I'm telling you, we have a great time, and we are learning a lot. And guess what? We're getting deals. People are winning. We're getting deals. I mean, deals.
It's exciting.
I mean, exciting deals. And we want you to be one of those people who are winning in real estate investing, getting your freedom to be able to do the things that you have been called to do with your time. And this has been really fun.
It has. It has. Yep. So give us a call, text us, y'all, so you can get your freedom. Come on, get your freedom.
Yeah. And we're not gonna make you like sign your life. I said sign your life.
No, we're not gonna make you sign your life.
Man. And so no contracts, none of that stuff, man. Just an agreement that we're gonna do what we say we're gonna do.
That's right.
Is to help you to win. Yeah. And so I'm telling you right now, one thing we've learned about real estate investing.
Yes.
And you see the lady right here, she looking all kind of good. Is that it is always so much better together. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. How about